Welcome back, friends. You are listening to the Juicebox Podcast.
My name is Valerie, and I am a mother to a type 1 diabetic.
I am here to tell you about Juice Cruise 2026. We will be departing from Miami on June 21st, 2026 for a 7-night trip going to the Caribbean. That's right, we're going to leave Miami and then stop at Coco Cay in the Bahamas. After that, it's on to St. Kitts, St. Thomas, and a beautiful cruise through the Virgin Islands. The first Juice Cruise was awesome. The second one's going to be bigger, better, and bolder. This is your opportunity to relax while making lifelong friends who have type 1 diabetes. Expand your community and your knowledge on Juice Cruise 2026. Learn more right now at juiceboxpodcast.com/juicecruise. At that link, you'll also find photographs from the first cruise. Please don't forget that nothing you hear on the Juicebox Podcast should be considered advice, medical or otherwise. Always consult a physician before making any changes to your healthcare plan or becoming bold with insulin. This episode of the Juicebox Podcast is sponsored by the twiist AID system powered by Tidepool that features the twiist loop algorithm, which you can target to a glucose level as low as 87. Learn more at twiist.com/juicebox. That's twist with 2 eyes.com/juicebox. Get precision insulin delivery with a target range that you choose at twiist.com/juicebox. That's TWIIST.com/juicebox. Today's episode of the Juicebox Podcast is sponsored by the Contour NextGen blood glucose meter. This is the meter that my daughter has on her person right now. It is incredibly accurate and waiting for you at contournext.com/juicebox. This episode of the Juicebox Podcast is sponsored by Medtronic Diabetes and their MiniMed 780G system, designed to help ease the burden of diabetes management. Imagine fewer worries about missed boluses or miscalculated carbs, thanks to meal detection technology and automatic correction doses. Learn more and get started today at medtronicdiabetes.com/juicebox.
My name is Valerie, and I am a mother to a type 1 diabetic. And that's who I am. I call myself a triple threat in the kitchen because I have a horticulture degree and I have a background in nutrition and I cook by default.
Wait, what does horticulture have to do with the triple threat in the kitchen?
Because you grow food.
Oh, you
right?
do? Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Oh, look at me. I'm like, duh. You're like, I have a garden, idiot.
That stuff that comes out of the ground, you can eat it, friend.
I thought you were talking about flowers for some reason.
No. Well, flowers are edible. Broccoli's a flower bud.
Please don't start me on broccoli. I don't like it. Okay. There's a reason when I reach for food that I think people start eating when they want to be healthy. I say broccoli all the time because
right.
I don't understand. Nevertheless, you have just one child?
I have 4 children.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
The oldest is in college. She's applying for grad school. And the middle children are identical twins. They are going into the 6th grade, the major leagues, as I like to call it.
Excellent.
And then there's Thomas, my youngest, and he's going into 4th grade.
Yeah.
And we were diagnosed a year ago.
How old are you?
How old am I? I am 44.
Wait. All right. Hold on a second. All these kids were the same boy?
No,
right?
That's a good question.
No,
yeah.
just definitely not. You could have 3 men in this, but definitely 2.
Right,
Yeah.
for sure. So I didn't meet my husband now until the oldest was 10.
Okay.
So I had really accepted that it was just going to be her and I. And then here comes this stud just strolling along. And I just couldn't see the rest of my life. So I go for it.
It's like, you know what I need? I need to pay for somebody else's kid. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So how old were you when you had your first?
I was 21.
Okay. And then 10 years later?
10 years later, I got pregnant with 2 babies at the same time.
On purpose?
Yes, it was. It was intentional. Yeah. We had been married for about, was it 3 months? And I joke with my husband now because like every maybe 3 months, I'll wake up and I'll look over to him and I'll say, hey, let's get married, buy a farm and have a bunch of kids. And he's like, what, are you fucking crazy? And I'm like, you got it, buddy. Because that's literally what we did. We did it like all in 1 year. And it was like, we went from one child who was 10. So she was very independent.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, we had goats and pigs and chickens and rabbits. And we really didn't know what we were doing with all of it. So I'm sure from afar, it looked
chaotic.
Oh my gosh. But in our mind, we were like, we're living the American dream.
I sincerely apologized to my wife 2 weeks ago. There was a bunch of stuff going on in the house. One of the kids has something sad happening. One of the kids is sick. My wife's like, got to go somewhere for work. She doesn't want to go. Just like everything is upside down, right? Like
Sure.
as much could be possibly wrong as possibly wrong. And it's, I don't know, it's hitting you psychologically and physically and every other way. You know how it goes, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
And I turned to her and I was like, I'm so sorry. And she goes, for what? And I said, asking you out, I apologize. I feel like this is my fault.
Yeah, I should probably tell my husband that I'm sorry more often as well. I did charm him into all this. Yeah,
and I thought she was going to be like, you're an idiot. She's like, I hear it. And I was like, no. I said, this is my fault. I should have left you alone. You looked pretty. I don't know. I should have just said, walked away.
Sure.
I didn't know all this was going to, I actually said, I didn't know all this was going to happen.
Right.
Or I definitely would have left you alone. And I'm so sorry. And then we went and, did something very important, like cleaned up something or,
Right. Dishes.
Put something away. Okay. So other autoimmune in your family besides your son's type 1?
I have psoriasis. Mm-hmm. And then there's touches of thyroid on both sides of the family. Lots of allergies, especially on my husband's side, like severe allergies. Like his sister is only not allergic to oatmeal. So her throat is literally constantly, inflamed.
Wait. His sister can only eat oatmeal and nothing else?
Well, it's not that she can only eat that. It's that everything else that's not oatmeal is causing some type of an allergic reaction. So she's building. Yeah. So can you hear the diabetes alarm that just went off? Okay. Because it was super loud on my phone.
Your ear?
And so I was like, oh my gosh.
That's going to keep happening. I'm sorry. So she eats other things, but everything inflames her throat.
Exactly. So she's having acid reflux and all this other stuff happen now. And
that's terrible.
I know.
I hate oatmeal. Does she like it at least? I mean, not anymore.
I don't even know if she eats oatmeal.
Really?
It's just like, that's the only thing that didn't cause an allergic reaction on her test.
I like her resistance. She's like, I'm not eating that.
Oh my gosh.
Even though it won't pop. Well, that's great. And saying your husband has what, bad, like seasonal allergies, things like that?
Seasonal allergies recently, I think it was about 5 years ago, he had an allergic reaction to a bee sting. He experienced anaphylaxis.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I know. And we thought maybe it was just a fluke. We'll just be more careful because he had the whole bee suit on and everything. And he, of course got stung like right in the jugular.
You guys keep bees?
Well, not anymore because we
almost died.
We had a few more incidents after the first one. And we were like, you know what? This probably is just not a good idea. And so we sold them. And then the lady that we sold them to contacted me just after the pandemic. And she was like, 2 people now that she knows of have experienced anaphylaxis from the bees that we were keeping. And so they had like these beekeepers come out and study them. And they're like this pure strand of St. Clair County honeybees. And they're great, honey producers, but
they'll kill you.
They pack a punch.
Valerie, how much of your life did you get off of TikTok? Do you also live in a converted school bus? What else is happening?
No, that's next. That's next year. We're working up to that.
We've got goats and bees. And I was like, uh-oh, she's going to convert a school bus into a living situation.
Right. We got out of the goat game. We are all done with goats. We are about to be all done with potbelly pigs. Those were an adventure. They're about 10 years old and they're a couple of thugs. I'm just done. I'm done with the potbellies.
So the kid gets the diabetes. Sorry, trying to get back on track. How does it present?
Thomas was going to the bathroom a lot and drinking a lot of water. And the teacher said something, I think, on a Tuesday. And she said, he's going to the bathroom twice as much as the other kids. I just wanted to let you know. I was picking him up from school. I was in the playground and I looked over at the other mom and I said, oh my God, what if it's type 1 diabetes? That was like my very first thought.
Geez, Val, where'd that come from?
Well, my sister, her youngest, was diagnosed when he was in 5th or 6th grade. And so I remembered what she had told me. You know, he was so thirsty. He was going to the bathroom a lot. He was having accidents. And so, yeah, I think I just had my antennas were.
So your nephew has type 1 as well?
Yes, I forgot to tell you about that.
Yeah, okay.
He does.
What else you forget to tell me? Anybody else?
Oh gosh, it'll surface. It'll surface through the hour. Trust me.
Okay. All right. Oh, so you had enough background.
Yes.
So you said that to the other person out there, and they were like, "Stop it, dummy. That's not what it is." Right.
Right. And I was like, well, of course it could be a bladder infection. I was like, I think don't girls get bladder infections more than boys? And I was like, oh well, I'll just call the doctor. We'll get him in. The nurse that answered the phone said, you know, they didn't have an opening until next week. And so I got off the phone thinking, I'm just being paranoid. She doesn't even think it's diabetes. So I'm just I did all the steps. I made the appointment. It's for next week. Saturday, I woke up and I just knew something wasn't right. He was having accidents all throughout the night. Mm-hmm. And the thirst, I mean, when you talk about that and I hear other people saying that it's like just unbelievable, it really is. I mean, you cannot imagine how much water they're drinking. It's
like zombies with brains.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I hear.
So that Saturday he had a basketball game and I just started crying and my husband was like, well, do you not want him to do the game? And I was like, no, I want him to go to the game. And I think at that point I did for sure know.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't need anybody to tell me anymore. So now it was more like once somebody tells you that he has it, you can't undo it now. Mm-hmm. And so I was kind of like, that's what was holding me back. I didn't want it to be confirmed just yet.
Okay. And now the girl that wanted the potbelly bigs is crying at the basketball game and your husband's like, oh, awesome. Right. That's great. I bought the pigs. I mean, leave me alone.
So have you heard a pig cry? It's awful. I mean, it's like,
can I tell you something?
Very bad sound. Yes.
Would you be insulted if this episode was, have you heard a pig cry?
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Love Jesus it. My husband's he's going to love that.
I'll tell you what, I haven't heard a pig cry, but I have more recently heard a fox.
Oh, wow.
It's also very loud.
I've been hearing people post stuff like that. Like they thought it was a coyote or something. And I wonder if it was a fox. Wow.
This segment's brought to you by Dr. Seuss.
That's funny. That is very funny.
Oh my God. It sounded like a dirty Dr. Seuss book to me just now.
Right.
Just like pigs.
That's another good title.
Yeah, no. Well, Dirty Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
Oh, that's even better.
Dirty Dr. Seuss.
Look at you, Valerie. You're producing. Good job. Keep going.
Yes.
All right. So do we go to basketball? We do.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
So the compromise was Tom's dad is a type 1 diabetic. So he said, I'll just have my dad bring the kit. We'll test him.
Valerie, you're pissing me off. Your husband's father has type 1 diabetes? The brand new Twiist insulin pump offers peace of mind with unmatched personalization and allows you to target a glucose level as low as 87. There are more reasons why you might be interested in checking out Twiist, but just in case that one got you, twiist.com/juicebox. That's twist with 2 eyes.com/juicebox. You can target glucose levels between 87 and 180. It's completely up to you. In addition to precision insulin delivery that's made possible by Twiist design, Twiist also offers you the ability to edit your carb entries even after you've bolused. This gives the twiist loop algorithm the best information to make its decisions with. And the twiist loop algorithm lives on the pump, so you don't have to stay next to your phone for it to do its job. Twiist is now available in select areas. So if you'd like to learn more or get on the wait list, go to twiist.com/juicebox. That's twiist with 2 eyes.com/juicebox. Get on the Twiist wait list and be notified as soon as it's available in your area. Links in the show notes, links at juiceboxpodcast.com. Today's episode is sponsored by Medtronic Diabetes, who is making life with diabetes easier with the MiniMed 780G system. The MiniMed 780G automated insulin delivery system anticipates, adjusts, and corrects every 5 minutes. Real-world results show people achieving up to 80% time in range with recommended settings without increasing lows, but of course, individual results may vary. The 780G works around the clock so you can focus on what matters. Have you heard about Medtronic's extended infusion set? It's the first and only infusion set labeled for up to a 7-day wear. This feature is repeatedly asked for, and Medtronic has delivered. 97% of people using the 780G reported that they could manage their diabetes without major disruptions of sleep. They felt more free to eat what they wanted, and they felt less stress with fewer alarms and alerts. You can't beat that. Learn more about how you can spend less time and effort managing your diabetes by visiting medtronicdiabetes.com/juicebox.
There you go. There you go. We got what? We got 40 more minutes?
Does the fire department guy have it too? And the guy, like, how many people in this story are going to have type 1? Okay.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, my dad has type 1 diabetes. There you go.
Wait, Valerie.
There you go. That's it.
Valerie, your father has type 1?
No, actually, it's type 2. Okay, type
okay.
2, both grandfathers
have diabetes, one type 2, one type 1.
No. Well, I mean, he's the third stage of type 2 is type 1, right? So that's why I say it's type 1.
Okay, Tom's dad uses insulin, but has type 2 diabetes. No, Tom's grandfather.
Tom's dad just checks his blood sugar every once in a while. He's type 2. He's well in control.
Okay.
Fit as a fiddle. My dad is type 2, but is insulin dependent at this point.
Okay. Got it. All right. I'm sorry.
And I'm like constantly like on him. And he's like, I've just been sitting around and someone was, oh, you might want to, up your insulin if you've been sitting for more than 3 hours. And he's like, what? And I'm like, just a thought. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Awesome.
But I think that's everybody.
Okay. So sorry. Okay. Back to the basketball game. So we have the kit there and it's after the game. And he was very lethargic throughout the game. So I was quick to test him. And it just registered as high. Mm-hmm. And so I just looked at my husband and I said, okay, are we calling 911 or are we taking him to the hospital? Like, those are the options now. And we decided to take him across the river to the children's hospital. And I got a ride home. And then Tom called us, right when he got to the emergency room, because then we're Googling and stuff. And they're like, if it tests high, then it's above 500. So then I'm calling our primary care physician. I'm calling the ER and letting them know that we're on our way, because I'm just like, I'm just full of guilt already. Like, I could have done more. And why didn't I do more? Why didn't I listen to myself? Wait, Valerie, how long is it between the basketball game and standing on the playground telling the mom?
It was 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess, that wasn't that bad. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 days.
That's not bad. Sounds like it didn't take you that long to get it together.
True. Yeah. True.
Was he okay? Was he in DK?
No, he was not. He ended up being 950 when we checked him into the hospital.
That's pretty high. How long did they keep him over the river?
We stayed 4 days. It ended up being 4 days, but 3 of the days were training. So those were the only reason why they said that they were keeping us was we had to complete our training. Okay. And then we would get discharged.
On the way home, did you have to go through the woods?
No.
Because I really want you to say over the river and through the woods at some point.
Over the river and through the
That didn't happen?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, a boy can dream.
I was not on a boat. I did not have a coat.
I really, because a couple more sentences, we can make our own poem, is what I'm saying.
We're close. Yeah. We're close.
How old was he at that point again? I'm sorry. The Contour NextGen blood glucose meter. is sponsoring this episode of the Juicebox Podcast, and it's entirely possible that it is less expensive in cash than you're paying right now for your meter through your insurance company. That's right. If you go to my link, contournext.com/juicebox, you're going to find links to Walmart, Amazon, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Kroger, and Meijer. You could be paying more right now through your insurance for your test strips and meter than you would pay through my link for the Contour NextGen and Contour Next test strips in cash. What am I saying? My link may be cheaper out of your pocket than you're paying right now, even with your insurance. And I don't know what meter you have right now. I can't say that. But what I can say for sure is that the Contour NextGen meter is accurate. It is reliable, and it is the meter that we've been using for years. contournext.com/juicebox. And if you already have a Contour meter and you're buying test strips, doing so through the Juicebox Podcast link will help to support the show.
Thomas was 9.
And what was his reaction?
He didn't really ask a whole lot of questions. And I don't think we really talked about what was happening until the last day we were at the hospital. Now, Thomas is on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
So you would never know by talking to him or anything now. But when he was 3 years old, it was very obvious. His speech was very delayed, and he was just a wild thing, is the best way that I could describe it.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think the pandemic was the best thing that ever happened to us, because we reset our schedule, and it just so happened to align with wherever he was developmentally. And so we just completely focused on his speech and understanding the behaviors. And he caught up so quick. Yeah. He literally wasn't talking until he was like 5. More than 7 words.
How did having more time help? What did you do during that time?
We would get a lot of behaviors during like transitional time. So like going from the house, going to the car, leaving the grocery, going back to the car. And there would be like a fit, and we weren't going anywhere. So that was all removed. It was very beneficial, which is crazy because a lot of the behavioral plans implement, how to work through those situations, because it's not realistic to take all that away and to just stay home.
Right.
But then we slowly got back out there, and that was the...
He kind of reemerged differently?
Oh my gosh, like a completely different person.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't get him into private school before the pandemic. So we pulled the other 2 boys out of private school, signed everybody up for just regular public school. And then the public school was like, he doesn't even need an IEP. And I'm just like, I don't understand what's happened. Like, he has an autism diagnosis and he doesn't even have an IEP. Like, we have no goals here. Like, they were just like, he's average. There's nothing, he's good. We'll keep, a 504 open just in case, but he's doing great.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you think something about who he is colored the first 3 days in the hospital, like where you guys didn't really talk about it?
Yeah. He was watching just a lot of TV, and he was able to eat, hamburgers and French fries and jerky. He was eating his favorite foods. So when I think we talked about it like maybe 6 months after it had all happened. And he was like, remember that vacation that we took? And I was like, what vacation? He was like, the one where I got all the Legos and I got to eat the hamburgers and the French fries. And I was like, are you talking about being in the hospital? And that's how he remembers that.
Huh.
Had a good time.
I was sick over the weekend, and besides being horribly disfigured by the fever and the shaking,
oh gosh,
I did enjoy sitting on the couch for a couple of days. I actually found myself thinking, I should try this once or twice when I'm not sick.
Right.
It's interesting at his age that he thought of it that way. It's like a little break from life, and he got some toys.
Anything that he said he wanted, it was like there within, 15 minutes. So I'm sure that was a nice treat. It was like an early Christmas, pretty much. We just continuously were buying stuff and looking on Amazon. It was like, what do you want now? Oh, what can we get you? Oh, okay, that looks fun. Because it was just, my husband and I were really struggling. I wasn't eating or sleeping. I was beside myself. I stayed by his bedside the whole time. I didn't leave his side. I just remember this terror and just so much fear.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that no matter how bad I wanted it to go away, it just was never, things were never going to change. I really struggled with that that was a hard one. It was a really hard one for me.
How do you handle that? Do you speak with somebody, or is it family, or what do you do?
I journaled. I started a diabetes log or a book,
Mm-hmm.
and I just started like pouring all the information onto these pages, and then was, talking about how I was feeling. I was literally grafting, his insulin, the time of day, the activity, writing it all down, like when the insulin was peaking, what we were doing before, during, and after. And it gave me so much peace of mind, I guess. I was having such a hard time with processing how everything overlapped and affected each other. I just kept thinking I was going to get upside down or something, or drop off a little bit of information and misdose. And
I was always worried about everything you were doing and how it was going to go.
Gosh, the double checks.
When you said you were graphing,
yeah,
I thought you said grafting, and then my mind jumped to the horticulture, and I was like, she was hybridizing plants?
Yes. I was fusing it together.
I bet you that's not what she means.
I was lining up the cambiums, yeah.
So I waited a little longer, got more context clues, and then I figured out what I was doing. Did it help? The journaling helped you?
It did help. It helped a lot. And then I had this idea that I was going to try to, publish the journal to help somebody. And then as I sat with it, I was just like, I don't know. It's so personal. It's hard to know what to do with it.
Yeah, I know.
But if I could just help one person, I would feel, that would be enough, right?
I hear you. Did you end up doing anything with it? Is that what you're talking about? You were thinking about getting on Facebook?
Yeah, it's sitting right here in front of me. I haven't opened it up in a really long time. It's a lot. 3 meals a day. I wrote down every food, every carb, every activity. It's a little crazy. I think that's what's holding me back from letting the world see this, is because I went so extreme with it.
Oh, you think you look nutty?
I'm definitely not going to look normal.
Yeah.
It's a little concerning. Just because I did it that way doesn't make it the right way. It was just, I knew that I couldn't control Thomas as a little boy because it's not healthy. But if I obsessed about this notebook and how I wanted it done, then that was a better choice, right?
So I'm a little not confused, but I want to clarify. Did the act of writing it down just make you psychologically feel better, or did it actually functionally give you ideas about how to manage, or both?
It was very functional. So
Okay.
I'm a visual learner, and so when I would see it, it was permanent, and I did get peace of mind with like, okay, I can let that go. I don't have to keep saying, has it been 15 minutes? I just open up the page. Oh, look, it was an hour ago. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. It's interesting because people's minds work differently.
Sure.
I had to rejigger the ad calendar the other day for the podcast. I'm sitting in front of like a color coded, graph of like days and episodes and, advertisers and stuff like that. I found myself thinking like, I wonder how like a person who doesn't think like me would do this. Because there must be like a functionally correct way to handle this. But I just stared at it until I went, I'm going to move this over here and that there and put that there. I'm going to do this and that, and that'll all work. And I was like, and done.
Right.
And then I looked at it and I went, that won't work. And then I did it again and I was like, and now it's done. But I felt dumb while I was doing it. Just because I thought like, I don't know what I thought. Like somebody's brain is better suited for this than mine.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid. I have a certain number of names and a certain number of times and a certain number of places they have to go. But I don't have any, I think it's why I'm bad at algebra. I didn't know the steps. And like, I didn't know if there were steps or if I should learn steps. And it just sounds like you just didn't know what was happening. Right. Like, so you just like, I'll just keep putting it down in front of me.
Exactly.
And then when stuff happens, I'll refer back to the list I wrote and I'll go, oh, I did this. And then that happened.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And that happens a few times and you think, okay, I got a rule now. And then, and then you just follow it.
Yeah. And then it was just like, I wonder what else I don't know. I'll just write down everything.
Oh, I see. And then did you find new ideas through that?
Yes and no. I can't remember when I came across your podcast. Somebody had forwarded they sent me a link or something. I can honestly say that your podcast changed everything for me. I was feeling so, I don't know, alone, like just completely alone. Like there was just this was how it was going to be. Nobody was going to understand. Every time, it was like every conversation that I had with somebody, it was the same conversation. It would take 45 minutes to explain. There would be like 15-minute questions. And then that was our conversation. And it was exhausting to a point where I just didn't even want to really bring it up anymore, or I didn't want to talk to people about it. And then when I started listening to the episodes, I could relate to everything. I mean, every single interview, I can find something in the interview where it's like, wow, that I get that.
Oh, I'm glad. That's awesome.
I like completely, I just found it so healing. It really made me feel better. Like they're doing it. I can do it. It's going to be okay.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that worked for you that way. And I feel bad about making fun of you about the pigs earlier.
No, it's all right.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, why would you buy a pig? What are you thinking when you do that?
They were so dang cute. I mean, this little pig fit into, do you know the American Girl like stuff?
No, I don't know anything about American Girl. Stop it. No, I've been to that store. Go ahead.
My daughter had an American Girl sleeping bag, and this little pig would just like go right inside of it and sleep. It was the tiniest little thing. And it was the run. It was like some Charlotte Web story when we went, and it was at an auction. They're like, it's the run. And it had a few bites on it from its brothers and sisters. And I just was like, oh, we got to take this little pig. And it's going to be so much fun. We named him Timothy. And
how much drywall did Timothy eat exactly?
Oh, he did not stay in the house.
Oh.
We knew after a month, you've got to be outside. He would rip the binding off of a book, just like he was ripping a piece of paper into two pieces. It just was nothing.
Maybe the bite marks were from the people who owned him. They were just like, bite that pig, see if it'll stop eating the book.
They're like, does he taste good? Let's try.
Yeah, let's eat the pig. Seriously. All right. Well, how long ago is this now, his diagnosis? Couple of years?
It's just been a year.
Just a year.
A little over.
Do you feel differently today?
I do.
And how do you manage? Like, is it like MDI? Does he have a pump? What do you do?
We have the Omnipod 5 and we're on the G6.
Okay.
We were on the G7 and then that wasn't compatible with the iPhone. So we had to downgrade.
Okay. And then you'll wait for the next thing to happen and you'll keep moving. And you're running in automation?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
How's it working for you?
We love it. We absolutely love it. For a little while, we were 80% in range. And then every once in a while, it'll go back to 50. But I still do my timers and I'm pretty religious about watching the trends and checking the numbers. And so we catch when we need to up our insulin. So
pre-bolus your meals?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, thanks to the podcast, I know, not all foods were created equally.
Awesome.
And you'll find that, you can pre-bolus more so on certain things and just, roll with it, right?
That's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah.
I haven't died yet. So, and she seems good. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, the roll with it thing, I don't know if you can't put it better than just, stay flexible, and it's just not static, and you can't bend it to your will sometimes. Sometimes you just got to go with it,
There's no perfect number. I've held on to that. That was in my training. And there is no perfect number.
Okay. All right.
So
would you call yourself better in your mind, or is there still?
Yeah, I do feel better about things. I still worry about Thomas being on his own a little bit. He's starting to want to put in his carbs and dose himself. And when we left the hospital, they said, when you can drive a car, you can give yourself insulin. And so we've held on to that rule. I didn't realize that at school that they were letting him put in his numbers. And
you got me for a second here. I'm going to cut you off. I apologize.
no,
The hospital told you that he can't give himself insulin until he's 18?
16,
So
until he can drive a car.
Do you think that's right?
I'm wondering now
Yeah, because that sounds, sorry. I know we're not all using that word again, but
Right.
just the word popped into my head. I was like, that don't sound right.
Right.
Is it possible you misunderstood them?
No.
Do you live on the side of a mountain?
No.
Are you sure?
On the side of a river.
Okay. Does the river anywhere near like a city or people or anything like that?
We're right outside of St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
Children's Hospital was...
You're not in an encampment or something like that somewhere?
No.
I, in my life, have never heard anyone say that.
Really?
Yes. Not once ever has anyone said that to me.
Oh, wow.
Arden was giving herself insulin when she was in 3rd grade.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I would be like, hey, that's 30 carbs. And she'd be like, right on. And then roll it up on the pump and do it.
Okay. So back to what I was saying about the school. So he was eating a blow pop and it was 17 carbs and he entered it as 71.
Yeah.
And nobody double checked him.
We don't want that. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not saying like, why don't you just give it to him now and let him get going? But I'm like, I don't know that you can't work towards it sooner than that. He doesn't have any developmental reasons why he couldn't handle it, right?
I mean, autism.
But I mean, you also told me I wouldn't notice.
Yeah, he doesn't have an IEP. Right.
You said about his autism specifically, if I didn't tell you had autism, you wouldn't notice.
Exactly.
So it impede his ability to understand numbers or?
I mean, he processes information differently.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's probably better at explaining this. My husband is a BCBA. We have our own practice. So he's a board certified behavior analyst and he specializes with autistic clients. Okay. So there's a little bit of irony there.
I'm an analyst. I'm not board certified. I just have a podcast.
I mean, I've said it a million times. I don't know why the best type 1 diabetes training is a podcast, and it's you that I'm referring to.
You're very nice.
I don't understand it. I don't know why, but there it is. Yeah. Because I've had like the school nurse and stuff when I'm like referring to the podcast or something, and they're like, you can't just, ask somebody to listen to a podcast. And I'm like, the hell I can't. I'm telling you, this is the information. It's all right here. Just let me send you the link. It'll be great.
School nurse not interested?
Not interested.
A lot of school nurses do listen, though. I have a nice contingent of school nurses in the Facebook group.
I believe it, for sure.
Hello, everyone. And who don't have kids with type 1 and come and listen to the podcast. So the truth is that, if they wanted to, they would. And, they don't want to.
Right. I think it says something more about me also, is that when I was so emotional when we first got diagnosed, I think that the school got to know me as that person. And that's not who I am. That was the situation that I was in, right? And that
came off a little nutty.
Oh gosh, it was really rough. I mean, I was just like, I could just start crying, and I would just try to just talk right through it, like it wasn't happening, because I'm not really a crier. So that was how I would deal with it. Like, oh, I don't know. It's like water coming from my eyes, and I'll just keep talking. I don't know.
Consider yourself stable before this happened? I just want to check.
I mean, I'm flighty.
Flighty? Is that a thing your dad told you? Wait, what the hell?
I guess I've heard people joke like that I have ADHD because I'm high energy and I thrive on, solving problems and creative thinking and stuff like that. But
when do you think your son would be able to handle this? Like, I think that's maybe a more appropriate question. Forget the age. Like, what do you think he would need to be able to accomplish for this to work out for him?
I think he's just waiting for me to say, you can do it, because that's just the type of person he is. So if I say, he does like rules and he likes things done a certain way. Mm-hmm. And for that reason, diabetes is probably going to be a slam dunk for him because that's his personality.
Following the rules. So
I think he is just waiting for us to be like, you can do this, Thomas. Here's the plan. Let's start.
Is there any reason you don't do it together?
I guess just because we haven't sat down and talked about starting, maybe.
What that would look like. Because I think maybe like start slow. Start while he's at the house.
Yeah, I mean, it's summertime, so this would be the best time to...
And don't start before you think he's ready. But listen, I don't know him. I'm judging him based on what you're talking about. But he's definitely old enough to understand numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And push buttons and understand why being right is important about, carb counts and stuff like that. And if you see, and you could also, you said earlier, he entered a 71 instead of a 17, or somebody did. You could set the pump up so it won't give him that many carbs. Like you can,
right.
Like put in a safety of like, look, if, a bolus is over this many carbs, it won't take it.
Exactly.
And that way that should, be, valuable there. But yeah, I like are you home during the day or no?
I've pretty much dedicated the past year to type 1 diabetes. So we pretty much let our farm slide a lot. And I just was like, this is what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to master this. And
but how are you doing? What's his A1C?
I don't even know what his A1C is. It's so crazy. I am sure that they're checking it every time. They never really say at our appointments.
Val, you're now making me think that might be the oddest thing anyone's ever said to me. You said in concurring sentences, I've made my life about diabetes. I don't know what his A1C is.
I know. I'm a contradiction.
So
I'm humiliated.
So wait, how about in his Dexcom Clarity app? Can you not see what his GMI is?
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Should I put you on speakerphone and look?
Is it possible you're smoking crack during the day and not paying attention to diabetes? What are you doing? Yeah, you can.
These timers.
No, it's in his phone, not in yours.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, wait, you have the follow
I
app.
have the follow, yeah.
Oh, hell, I don't even remember.
I mean, there's the new, what is that new app? The Gluco?
I don't know.
Listen,
and if I told you the number of apps that have come and gone since I've been around all this, that I don't pay attention to any of them.
That makes my heart hurt to hear you say that, because it is very annoying. All of the passwords, all of the accounts.
I just mean the third-party companies that are like, this is going to help with that, and this is going to, I'm like, okay, we'll see.
Right.
Let's find out real quick, though. Dexcom follow GMI. Check my Google foo here. To see your glucose management indicator on Dexcom G7. Nope. Dexcom G6. Do you think people at home were like, G6, yelling as I was typing?
Yeah.
Allows user to share the glucose data. We know that. I don't know if you're follow. Oh, why don't I look at mine? Sorry. If only I knew where to get one of those damn Dexcom follow apps at. I definitely don't think you can see it in follow.
That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, how often do you think I'm looking at this thing?
So I have all these questions ready every appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I focus on my questions too much. I do. Sorry, I paused because my diabetes alarm was beeping high.
What's the alarm set at for high?
High is above 150.
Okay. And he's at school now.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? You just wait for the algorithm that take care of it?
I mean, if he's at home, I'll give him a blood correction if it's after an hour from the bolus. And then if he's at school, the nurse, it's not in his plan. And I've talked to her about giving him a correction, but they're having a hard time with taking him off exercise mode. So most of the day at school, he's on exercise mode. And I'm like, was he really at recess for 4 hours? And
why are they using that?
I know for a fact that's not true.
Is he getting low?
There was a period of time where they were forgetting to put him on exercise mode, and he would go low, especially because, they have lunch and then they go straight to recess. The temperature's, getting warmer. Well, now they can get him on exercise mode, but they can't remember to get him off. So it's like, if I push for them to turn it off, are they going to forget to turn it on? It's just where...
What's wrong?
What's going on here? Why?
Valerie, listen to me. You okay?
I mean, most days.
Yeah. I can't tell if you're okay or not.
Really?
It's been 45 minutes. I can't figure it out.
Oh, that scares me. That's not good, Scott. That is
sorry.
really bad.
I was I stopped myself from asking you if you were bipolar 10 minutes ago because I don't think you are. But
oh God, that's really bad.
You feel like somebody put you in a box and shook you up.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to feel that way. So I'm trying to figure out how to get you through it. But you really knocked me over when you said you don't have any idea what his A1C is. Like
Yeah.
I'm confused by that in a way that I'm having trouble putting into words.
Yeah, I don't really even have a good answer for that.
So what are you
I think
spending your
because I
day
feel
doing?
I think I feel good about seeing that we're 80% in range. And so
That's awesome.
if we're 80% in range, then the A1C is where it should be at, right?
No.
I guess no.
What's the range?
The range is 70 to 160.
Okay, that's awesome. And being that 80% of the time is fantastic. Like, I don't know how often you're low or high or anything, or if high means 400 and low means 30, then this isn't great, just being in range 80% of the time.
Right.
I'm trying to resolve the idea that you told me that your whole life is diabetes and that you don't work and you're at home because you're taking care of it, but you don't have that information. Like, so what are your goals? Are you just shooting time in range? Is that what you're worried about?
No, I spend a lot of time cooking. I'm preparing all of the meals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out in the garden, planting and getting things ready. I make my own sourdough. We do our own yogurt. I just started brewing kombucha for gut health.
Valerie, when I asked you how much of your life is from TikTok, how come you didn't say most of it?
Is this on TikTok? Is it really?
Like, you're doing a lot of social media things, like making sourdough. Like, not that you can't make sourdough and not be on social media, but if you knew what I guess if you're not on these things, you don't realize this. But
I don't know. So I'm like what do they call that?
A caricature. It feels like you're a caricature of a person on TikTok. But I don't think you are, though. But,
no, I'm not on TikTok.
Yeah, you're not. Like, where did you get the idea to do sourdough from?
I think that was about 10 years ago. I started doing sourdough. And so...
Val, is it possible that TikTok is a caricature of somebody living your life?
Oh my God. Am I an algorithm? Oh, geez.
Maybe they're watching you and you're what's feeding the algorithm. They're like, what's Val doing now? Kombucha? We can make a video about that.
That's really funny that you said that, because I live next to one of the largest U-pick farms in the country, or at least it was 15 years ago. Every time I was I would start hosting like a DIY stuff. And then months later, this farm, this big like Walmart of a farm, would start doing the same type of thing. And I was like, am I really that close to being successful? Like,
Valerie, you're a ChatGPT.
Am I missing? Am I really a day late and $1 short? Is it that close for me?
Valerie, your ideas are being stolen. Do you have First of all, we're gonna have to make a hat for you out of tinfoil right now. They're watching you and they're taking all your ideas.
They are not. Tell me that's not true.
I don't know who that is.
God. Yeah.
I also don't want you thinking that. I'm sorry.
I'll post to my friends like, oh, let's have a seed exchange. And then all of a sudden, like, it's happening all around me. And I'm like, how did that happen?
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
One summer night, it was so hot. We were dying. Like, we didn't have air conditioning. I don't know about you people who grew up rich, but back then you had to be rich to have air conditioning. Like, so we didn't have air conditioning. It was like ungodly hot outside. And my buddy and I went to the toy store and bought a baby pool and filled it up outside, drug a television outside with an extension cord.
Oh
and we just laid in a baby pool trying to like not die and watching TV. We were watching Seinfeld first run because I'm old. There's this bit on Seinfeld, and I promise you I don't remember the bit anymore. It was so reminiscent of like a running joke I had, like that I would do. Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say that I was out there doing bits when I was 20, but like, you know, like sometimes you got stuff that works, you use it a lot. I always thought it was very unique and different and made people laugh and everything. And it's happening right on screen in front of me. And I turned to my friend and I was like, are you selling my fucking ideas to people? And, and he laughed and he goes, that was oddly similar to what you said. And I was like, similar? And he goes, no, word for word. We couldn't go back and check, of course, because it was before time shifting and nothing was, you would never see that episode ever again, but it just flew by in front of us. And now I want to point out that I did not think he was selling my ideas to people, but I do think maybe the internet is chasing you around.
Oh my gosh.
You said I make my own yogurt. You said beekeeping. You said kombucha. You said potbelly pig. You said so many different things. Sourdough. Yeah. You did. Yeah. Your husband does what for a living?
Is this going to help? Is this going to help your views and your likes?
I mean, apparently,
I'm saying all the right words.
This is apparently everything people care about.
Now we have to say puppies and pizza and we're done.
It's all
Stick
over.
a fork in it. We did it.
Exactly.
We have arrived.
Oh my gosh. I want to get back to this. I hear you're busy. Like obviously you're doing a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you're jamming that diabetes stuff into any little bit of free time you have. And
right.
And so it feels like the day is overwhelmed with diabetes.
It's timers. Yeah. The time. And I've tried to take a step back, and I've tried. I mean, it was really hard to stop doing the logging after 100 days. And I told myself, you're going to do it for 100 days and then you're going to stop, because this isn't the way. Mm-hmm. It's okay for right now and for this amount of time, but then you will be done. Because what I have noticed is, like with the sourdough and with the yogurt, is I jump in and I go deep. I want to know everything there is about it. And I want to do it 6 times a day. And then I'll burn myself out. And it's like, oh, I need something else. Let's start, crocheting. What are we going to make? Or soaping. Oh, that's another thing. There you go.
I can't believe you just said that.
I'm a soaper.
You did not know to keep that to yourself when it started coming out of your mouth.
It's funny. I am also a hooker, but only at night. It's rug hooking.
Crochet.
Now that might be, yeah.
Wait, you're doing hook rugs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my dad used to do those.
Oh, yeah. Those are fun.
Oh, my God.
Those are a lot of fun.
Is there any chance you're autistic?
Oh, gosh. I mean, how could I not be? And I always have told, all the kids that, if Thomas is diabetic, then we're a diabetic family. If one of us is autistic, then we're an autistic family. It's just who we are. And you guys come from me. And so how could I not have that somewhere in my body? Because that's, you're the byproduct.
Well, I want you to be calmer, and not feel like you're running towards timers all the time, for sure.
Right.
But, and your time is difficult to know. I'm not telling you A1C is everything, but it would have been a launching in place for the conversation. If you understand that, he can't be low all the time and then high all the time and then say oh, his A1C is good because it averages out. If you understand that that's true, and you're pre-bolusing meals, and how often do you think he's low? How many times do you find yourself stopping a low blood sugar? And what do you call low?
I call double arrows down and the 150 range. That I just call that a low. That it's happening. It will be low within 15 minutes. That usually happens about twice a week.
You see double arrows twice a week?
Yeah.
Is that during activity or after a meal and then activity? Do you see a pattern how that happens?
So, and I think that it is maybe part of the autism. Maybe I have downplayed that a little bit. Thomas will spontaneously do these spurts of jumping. Hmm. And so, yeah, that can trigger a quick low.
A quick low.
If he gets really excited, he could start jumping. It's less noticeable though, because I mean, he's coping so well with the autism. Yeah. So he's masking it a little bit better. Or, if we just didn't get the timing right on exercise and the last meal, I do like to do the sports with no insulin on board, but it doesn't always work out like that because, with school in session, everything's around dinner time.
Right.
So it's he
sometimes
either has
can't
to
help it.
Yeah, he has to have cucumbers and string cheese to hold him over before. And sometimes I'm you know what, we'll roll with it, and I'll just keep carving you up to keep you afloat.
You don't see the double arrows after certain meals or a certain size boluses?
Not anymore.
Okay.
It does feel kind of random.
Activity with insulin on board gets you a low.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you see 150 double hours down, you give them something, how low does the CGM ever say before you stop it?
I'll usually catch it in the 90s.
Okay. That's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't get or does he get feelings of being low then?
Yeah. We've had 2 scary lows in a year.
What were the numbers?
43 and then almost to 40.
Okay. And how did he feel then? Did he verbalize it?
Yeah, his eyes got really red. He said he was tired. And then the other time he got very nauseous.
Mm-hmm. But you haven't seen that recently?
Actually, last month we had a really scary low.
Do you know where it came from? Could you put your finger on it?
Yeah, he was sick for a week.
Mm-hmm.
He was sick for a week, and he wasn't eating very much at all. And his blood sugar was like just beautiful. I was like, "Ooh, I like Thomas sick. This is amazing."
I have that feeling sometimes.
You're just a straight arrow, buddy. And then he started to get his appetite back, and it was about on day 5. And so I was like, "Okay, well, you want to eat this donut? Well, you only eat half of it." And I was like, "Okay, it's cool. Don't worry, because it's still gonna hit. We'll just give you something when the insulin starts pulling harder than the carbs, right?" That's how I'm always looking at it, as like a tug of war.
Yeah.
You just don't want the insulin to pull harder than the carbs. So he all of a sudden just started to feel nauseous.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, "Oh no, let's just start sipping some juice." And then we tested his blood, and it was like 60s. And then his CGM started reading double arrows down. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And he got all the way down to the 40s. And then we couldn't get him to go above 60 for like almost an hour. And then I couldn't get him above 90 for almost 3 hours.
Because you bolus for a whole donut, he ate a half a donut.
Yes.
And he hadn't had much food recently. He's been sick. He was a little lower to begin with.
It just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, I can't believe that was so hard to correct, when juice is like,
usually helps
the magic. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, just the littlest bit will send you to the moon.
Yeah. The illness can make you really insulin sensitive sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, I felt sick. I was even to the point where I was thinking about like putting like honey on his gums and stuff, because he was just so low and not going up. And I kept thinking, what if he slips further down and we're already so low?
Yeah.
And then we tried to call the on-call doctor, and their system was down, of course. It was rough.
Frightening.
It was, yeah. And then when we did get the doctor on the phone, she was like, "You should have given him his emergency medicine, the nasal
glucagon."
Yes.
Well, did you feel like that was necessary? It sounds like you managed it.
I'm very hesitant to give it to him while he's conscious. But then when I say that, if he goes unconscious, that's even scarier. And that's what you're trying to prevent, right?
Mm.
When Thomas throws up, the vomit usually comes out of his nose, and it's just so painful for him. He gets very upset, as anyone would, right?
Yeah.
To give him medicine in his nose and to know that that's how he feels with like the burning sensation in his nose, I just know he's going to be so unhappy. And I know it's going to happen. I haven't talked to him about, this is what this medicine is. This is how it's going to feel. And I don't even know if I should.
You're afraid he wouldn't use it if he needed it?
I mean, we would make sure that it happened regardless. But yeah, if it were up to him, would he pass on it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And I don't know that he needs to know that it might burn in his nose afterwards. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know. It's tough. There are going to be people listen to this and say, you have to tell them. And there's going to be people who are like, oh God, don't. Like, so, I mean, that's a personal decision, I think,
Right.
You're going to know him better than anybody else.
Yeah. He's the sweetest. He really is just the sweetest boy. All of his teachers are, he's just an amazing kid. And
how did the other sisters, brothers handle the diabetes stuff?
Well, right or wrong, I shut down the kitchen because we were pretty much free range. Like, anybody could come into the kitchen and get anything they wanted. I had snacks all prepped. And then once we were diagnosed, it was more like, hi, how can I help you? Can I get you something to eat? And, I was turning people away. We weren't allowed to just eat anywhere we wanted in the house. I didn't realize at the time that Thomas was feeling guilty because he felt like he had done that to the whole family, like changed food for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We have just started talking about that. And we're seeing a psychiatrist here in town just to make sure that we are talking about our feelings a little bit more, because it's with food. I mean, gosh, there's not a single thing in your life that it doesn't touch, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that we're staying checked in. and that we're having the conversations and that we continue to talk about what's bothering us and what we can do better.
Sure, you said you're in the kitchen all the time. Are you the security? Are you standing there making sure nobody has food, or like, how are you managing it?
I mean, I was then, like, the first 3 months that we got diagnosed, and then I started labeling everything and saying, okay, just let me know what you want and I can get it for you. Or the timer with the pre-bolusing. So it's like he goes in there and he wants it. And I'm like, okay, let's set a timer for 15 minutes. And he like looks at me like, well, I'm not going to be hungry in 15 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, you will. Don't worry, buddy. I'll just set it real quick. Just go play a game or whatever. That's been really hard. The wait.
It's hard for everybody, not just him.
I mean,
like, yeah.
What a liberty to just be able to throw food in your mouth and not think about it.
Right. And what happens if you do that? He gets high.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And just 2 days ago, he was sitting on the couch and he was eating some pretzels. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize you were having a snack. I could have given you some insulin. Do you need me to take a look at your numbers? And I was trying to be like casual about it and not guilt him. I didn't really understand if he forgot or if he just didn't want to care in the moment. But that has been happening more often. Yeah. Where he's just eating something and not saying anything. And I'm trying to handle it the best I can and just.
Oh, listen, I've only been at it for a year, first of all. And
True.
It sounds like you have a handle on a lot of it and you're getting a handle on the rest of it. Like, it's not going to be, listen, I teased you a little bit earlier. It's a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're doing great and you're going to do more and you're going to learn more and you're going to build on top of your great and it's going to get better and better. And you'll be less flustered. You'll be less focused on like constantly looking at it. You'll probably get to a point where you realize you can't like safeguard the kitchen and that everybody gets to eat and stuff like that. Like it's just a process.
Right.
It'd be easy for anybody to listen to like one section of anybody's, interview, forget you, and go, oh, like they can't do that. Like, right. I'm not telling you that there's not an argument for the other side. Like, I don't think you should have shut your kitchen down because eating disorders come weirdly from stuff like that too. You don't want that.
Right. For sure.
But I see what you're doing. You're like, I got to figure something out before we just like, before like something's got to slow down a little bit so I can get a handle on this like firmly. So just keep doing that. Keep learning, having experiences, adapt and expand your understanding and keep going. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're getting there. It sounds to me like you're doing well, honestly, like after a year,
I feel better. I have to keep reminding myself too, though, that this isn't really happening to me. This is happening to Thomas.
You have said a couple of things that I know that like an adult living with diabetes would like cringe at.
Right.
Yeah. It felt like you were looping yourself in with his experience.
Yeah. Yes.
But it must feel like that to you, right?
I want to carry it.
Oh, you're still stuck on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That has to go away. You got to get rid of that.
I know.
Strap it to one of the pigs and let it go. Never abandon your animals. I'm sorry. I was just kidding.
Gosh, those pigs.
I don't know what you're doing there. You've made a couple of hinky decisions. The pigs is one of them. Although the soap thing sounds nice.
Oh, the soap is amazing, which I started doing that because of my psoriasis. So that's been, 20 years. 20 years making soap because it, the fragrance isn't regulated as a lot of things aren't in a country that's quote unquote free. So I was trying to eliminate those byproducts that were drying my skin out. But
is it possible your psoriasis is autoimmune?
Yes. Yeah. Psoriasis is autoimmune.
Yeah, right. It is, right? So you have that going too. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Listen, here's what I think. I think you got to find out what his A1C is. That's first. He's had blood work done, right? Yeah.
And I'm sure that they've said it. And I've been like, oh, that's good. And then I just disregard the number because there was nothing to worry about. So I'm sure that that's what happened. I wonder if my husband knows.
I mean, somebody said to you, it's good. And you were they said it's good. That's fine. I don't want you to do that if that's what's happening. Like, I want you to know.
Yeah.
I don't want you to obsess about it, but I want you to have that information because I don't know how else you're supposed to begin to gauge how things are going. Time, like I said, time in range is great, but I can't see the rest of the range. I don't know what the other 20% look like. So
maybe I don't understand what A1C is.
Is he going to the doctor like quarterly and having a blood draw?
Yes.
And they're checking his A1C?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the first step of every appointment.
Okay. And then that number comes back and someone says to you the number, or they say to you, oh, it looks good. How do they handle it?
Yeah, they're not really like focused on it at all.
Okay. And you've never asked?
I've never had to ask. Yeah. Because I think that they are just saying it, and maybe I'm distracted when they're going over it.
I hear you. Find out next time. Like next time, say, hey, what's the A1C? I got my 80% time in range here, but I want to just make sure that, correlating to what we're seeing and, like as an example, right? Like if your blood sugar went all day long, say it went from 50 to 400 and 50 to 400. It just did that like mountain peaks all day long.
Oh gosh.
If that happened, your A1C wouldn't look that bad because it would do an average. It would show you an average between 50 and 40, which would put you somewhere in the middle. And you'd be like, oh, my A1C is not bad. It's 7 or something like that.
Right.
That's not the right way to come by a lower A1C. Right? You're looking for stability, which I think your time in range is showing is pretty damn steady. You know what I mean? 80% between 70 and 160 is awesome. But are we jumping up and down in there? Are we having big excursions and leaving 150 or 160 and going to 400 or 300 and staying there for an hour and coming back down? If so, then this is not what you're shooting for. You're looking for more rolling, gentle rolling hills on that graph. Like I said, again, the A1C is not everything, but I'm not asking so much because of the number. I'm just asking because it's a weird thing that nobody's made. It's so strange to me that somebody hasn't told you the value in knowing what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. And you've been to how many appointments now since he's been done? 2, 3?
Oh gosh, like 5 or 6. Yeah, because there were special appointments when we got our pump too.
Yeah, not that stuff in the big, but I mean like the actual like quarterly appointment where you go in and they pretend to look at all your stuff and ask you how you're doing and take the blood.
Yeah, like 4. And I think our next one is like in a couple of weeks. So this is going to be at the top of my list.
I'm super interested. Okay.
And then and so they have a log of all of it, obviously.
Yeah,
and
like
so
you
then
could
we
get
can
online
really
and find it but I'm not asking you to do that now, but you would have access to that, right?
Yeah.
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 Why don't you take a look and see? Like it's just good for you to know where you're at. And, for goal setting too, if some people don't like to think about the number, but like I'm doing this and this is the outcome I'm getting, so if I want a different outcome, I can maybe change how we're using the insulin and how activity is being done, how eating is happening, like a number of different things that can, help you manage that idea. So I don't know. I just think you should have all that information.
So I'm trying to apply the information that you did give me. So let me just double check that I understand. If we are having like the lows and then the high and then the lows and the high, and our A1C is like at 7, well, the graph with the number says that things could be better. But if the graph is showing, you're these rolling hills and you're getting stuck every once in a while at 200, but then you come right back down with a good A1C, it's like a double check system because
you want to stay in range and you want that range to be tighter. Like some people will be like, oh, I'm in range 100% of the time. And you look and their range is like 50 to 400. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
I did listen to that episode. I remember. But
if you're at 70 to 150 or 160, I mean, that's a pretty tight range. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All this A1C is doing is measuring
time and range.
It's glucose on your red blood cells. I just think that's a thing you should understand because then it'll lead to you understanding other things.
Gotcha.
And not only that, honestly, Valerie, like you stunned me because no one's ever said that before.
Stop it.
No, I swear to God.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I've been stunned 3 times in the last 3 months. One of them was somebody telling me about their porn addiction. And the other one is you telling me about this A1C thing. People have said, oh, I don't know what my A1C is right now. No one's not been able to, after a year of getting A1Cs, tell me about what their A1C is. That's interesting to me. Like, and I don't know if that's incredibly healthy or disconnected. I can't figure it out.
I mean, I'm asking myself the same question. I'm like, wow, I thought I was ninja level, and now I'm questioning my process.
I don't know. Like, I mean, don't question yourself too much because it really is a process. Just roll through and keep adding to yourself. Like, I'm not saying like feel badly about any of this.
No, I'm not. And I get what you're saying. You talk to a lot of people, and people know the number, and I didn't. And
have you ever heard this sound effect? What? That went off in my head when you said that. I was like, what? I was like, oh, what'd she just say? Because you were like, Mama's on this. I spend my whole day with this thing. I was like, what's your A1C? He was like, I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. What's your A1C? What's it to you?
Yeah.
You got a problem with my A1C?
I definitely don't have a problem with it. I just I never get an A1C done, and I can tell you my last A1C.
Wow. I wonder. Yeah. I mean, I know it's not above 7. I know that. It's coming back to me now. I think that they did say, I want to say that it was like 6, because it was the first one. This is what it is. Okay. So the first appointment, they were like, well, this isn't going to be very accurate because you guys just got diagnosed, right? And so then the second one was a little bit closer, but still not really accurate, I guess. And maybe that's why I've just been writing it off ever since.
They keep telling you it's not accurate, so why pay attention to it?
I don't think that they told me that. I think that I just was kind of under the impression that, we're still kind of, that there's not enough data to really give us a solid number yet. But now that we're at a year, that's a lot of A1Cs now. We've got 4. That's a good average. You're
not going to average all 4 of them together. I would just look at the most recent one and take that as what's going on. Don't average all 4 of them together. Because like one of them's during like diagnosis.
Right. You're right.
You don't want to average them together. That's meaningless to average 4 A1Cs together in this scenario. Like if you want to look back over 10 years and go, hey, like on average over the last 10 years, my A1C has been 6.5, then go like, oh, that's pretty great. Over the last 4 A1Cs, one of them being a diagnosis one, there's no reason to, like, in my opinion, to combine those 4 numbers and try to come up with and try to read anything into it. I would look at whatever the most recent one is the next time you get it and say, this is a good example of how we've been doing over the last 3 months. That's all. What have we done and how is it? What are the outcomes? And this is about it.
Interesting.
Yeah, you got to keep going. Like, for only being at this for a year, you were doing awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Like just awesome. But you're also probably not doing what you think you're doing either. But that just happens to everybody. Like everybody gets to that. Like if you're lucky, you get to a point where you feel like this is rolling. I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Like, and I think you're there now, which is it's awesome. But you don't know everything. And
yeah, there is an exception.
You're going to keep learning along the way. You know what I mean? Like, I swear to you, a year from now, you'll be like, oh my God, a year ago, I was on a podcast and I thought I knew what I was talking about. That's insane.
Yeah.
And you'll feel like that, over and over again as this goes on. I find, at least, like I look back all the time and I'm like, oh, that was weird. I thought that. But that's life in general, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever considered jettisoning a few hobbies? Maybe you're not really busy.
I mean, so the way I justify everything is like the focal point is like farm and like crafting. And so, I mean, that just...
You making money with this?
No, I mean, I'm a hobbyist. So I try to cover my costs of the hobby.
Sure.
So sometimes I'll like rope a few friends in and I'm like, hey, I did the price breakdown. Let's do this weekend or whatever. And so, yeah, it usually, pays off or not. But, and I think before diabetes, I was thinking that I was going to like open up a shop or, I managed a farmer's market for about 10 years.
Okay.
And so, yeah, a lot of my craft came from that. So like if we didn't have enough soap, then I would start soaping and fill that void in the market. And the same thing with the bees and stuff. So there's just been ways that I've tried to apply my degree and be able to stay home. And
yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like you're doing it actually. I just don't know, like if you're, like you said, I'm so busy, and I was like, maybe you should just stop doing a couple of things. You wouldn't be as busy.
Yeah, I have thought about dropping a few things off and hitting the easy button.
It's exhausting
more often than not. Yeah, it is really exhausting. And there's, now that I am getting older, it's not as easy physically on my body. And so I'm starting to like understand like how long am I going to be able to manage 5 acres? Like how long is that realistic? And then I'm like, well, I got all these kids.
Well, make them do it.
Start cracking the whip on these kids.
Hold
and
this
get them
knife,
out there.
Tie yourself to the pig, and just hold your arms out while it runs around the field.
Boys are so different than girls. I tell you what. Yeah. I mean, I had just Ava for ever, and she potty trained herself, for Pete's sake. And then I have these 3 wild things. And they're just the opposite. Yeah. I have to remind my 6th grader to tie his shoes.
It's where the wild things are. That's for sure. It sounds like they're at your house.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you doing this with me greatly. I really do. Being so transparent and just sharing how you feel and what's happening to you is such a big deal for people.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want you to walk away feeling like, oh no, I can't believe I didn't know that thing. Like, I thought it was awesome that you said that, because it made me wonder how many people are going to hear that and go, I don't know my kids A1C either. Like, I'm interested now. Like, so
take a poll. Let's find out.
I won't put you in charge of it. You have no time, but I'll do it. All right. Hold on one second for me. And thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in today, and thanks to Medtronic Diabetes for sponsoring this episode. We've been talking about Medtronic's MiniMed 780G system today, an automated insulin delivery system that helps make diabetes management easier day and night. Whether it's their meal detection technology or the Medtronic extended infusion set, it all comes together to simplify life with diabetes. Go find out more at my link, medtronicdiabetes.com/juicebox. The episode you just enjoyed was sponsored by the twiist AID system powered by Tidepool. If you want a commercially available insulin pump with twiist lube that offers unmatched personalization and precision for peace of mind, you want twiist. twiist.com/juicebox. I'd like to thank the blood glucose meter that my daughter carries, the Contour NextGen blood glucose meter. Learn more and get started today at contournext.com/juicebox. And don't forget, you may be paying more through your insurance right now for the meter you have than you would pay for the Contour NextGen in cash. There are links in the show notes of the audio app you're listening in right now, and links at juiceboxpodcast.com to Contour and all of the sponsors. Hey, thanks for listening all the way to the end. I really appreciate your loyalty and listenership. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back very soon with another episode of the Juicebox Podcast. If you or a loved one is newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and you're seeking a clear, practical perspective, check out the Bold Beginnings series on the Juicebox Podcast. It's hosted by myself and Jenny Smith, an experienced diabetes educator with over 35 years of personal insight into type 1. Our series cuts through the medical jargon and delivers straightforward answers to your most pressing questions. You'll gain insight from real patients and caregivers and find practical advice to help you confidently navigate life with type 1. You can start your journey informed and empowered with the Juicebox Podcast. The Bold Beginnings series and all of the collections in the Juicebox Podcast are available in your audio app and at juiceboxpodcast.com in the menu. The episode you just heard was professionally edited by Wrong Way Recording. wrongwayrecording.com.